Along with the spirit of co-op games, sometimes it's cool to see different franchises be in some form of media together. Movies, comic books, and video games have done it loads of times, such as RoboCop vs. Terminator, and even an episode of Power Rangers where they're helped by the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. Yeah, let that one sink in a minute. Speaking of crossovers, in this countdown, my good friend and brother FallenGunbai is here to help out as well.
Yay! A crossover, crossover, crossover!
Okay, settle down, Gunbai. So now for the rules. Only one game per franchise, only games I've played can be on this list, and if the franchise happens to be in more than one crossover, I'll allow it to be in another pick, considering some of these crossovers focus more on the gaming companies rather than just the characters themselves.
Also, these games are crossovers, not just a cameo from another character from a different franchise, like the guest characters in the Soul Calibur series, even though it pisses me off there's no Ezio.
This is Card Murder 15's Top 10 Video Game Crossovers.
A lot of people were probably expecting to see the first-person shooter game on the list for this entry, but instead we're taking a different approach. When I was a kid, I used to love playing the game in the arcades. It's lowest on the list because even though the official movie didn't release until 2004, people were pairing these two franchises up since the first Predator movie. It would be really cool to see the Arnold Schwarzenegger as a DLC character in one of these new Alien games.
Put that cookie down! Now!
Now, I never said these games had to be made by an official company. Terrordrome Rise of the Boogeyman is a free fan-made Windows game that puts horror icons from the 60s to late 90s like Freddy Krueger, Jason Voorhees, Ash Williams, and many others, and has them duking it out in a fighting game. It's honestly a dream, or in this case, nightmare, come true. For a fan-made game, the gameplay is pretty solid. I highly recommend checking this game out while it's still available. A link will be in the description below to download it. Guess this is going to be the game where we finally decide who's going to win between Freddy or Jason.
Welcome to my nightmare.
Whoever thought that a game of Texas Hold'em poker would be this much fun? Telltale Games brings 5 different characters, 6 if you include Max, from different franchises do nothing more than just shoot the shit and play some poker. We've got Brock Sanson from Venture Bros, Claptrap from Borderlands, Sam and Max, Ash Williams, and of course our dealer is
GLaDOS.
Good evening.
Great. What the hell? Wayne?
Throughout the game, they'll have interesting conversations with each other, and by winning tournaments, you can even gain some sweet unlockables for Borderlands 2. Just don't get Claptrap in a logic loop.
Shut the f*** up, Steve! People say I'm annoying.
Just a little fair warning, you're going to be seeing Capcom on here a few more times. For Street Fighter's and Mega Man's 25th anniversary, they decided to collide the two games together to create Street Fighter Cross Mega Man. It's literally a Mega Man game, but instead of Robot Masters, you fight against various characters from the Street Fighter universe. After you defeat one of them, you'll gain one of their signature attacks, such as Ryu's Hadouken. Yeah, I thought that looked familiar. I think it would have been cool if you could pick one of the Street Fighter characters to play as too and fight different Robot Masters, but I'll definitely take this.
Of course!
Dude! Why'd you shoot Raul Julia?
Just roll with it.
While not being as good as Mario Kart in our opinion, Sonic and All-Star Racing Transformed takes everything from the first game and makes it better. More characters, more race tracks, and the ability for all your vehicles to transform to better adapt to your surroundings. There's even bonus characters depending on which version you have, such as having the Mii's in the Wii U version, your avatar in Xbox 360, and a couple of characters from Team Fortress 2 in the Steam version. My only complaint is if it's a racing game, why does Sonic need a car? I mean, I guess to keep things fair?
You're too slow.
Dude, why'd you shoot Sonic? Roll with it.
So I'm bending the rules on this one a bit because I never actually played the full version of this game, just the demo. However, it's gotta say something that a game is this high on the list from just the demo. Now, from what I've read up on the story, it's about these portals opening up in the Capcom, Sega, and Namco universe in an awesome tactical crossover RPG game. The teams are amazing, the combat is amazing, not to mention there's a sequel out as well, which I'm sure is good too. Man, I really need to get this game.
I had a feeling you were going to put this one on the list, Crow. Good times with this one.
If by good times you mean you constantly running into objects with your speed bike, then yes.
Details, details, details. Anyway, Battletoads and Double Dragon. The Ultimate Team takes two of the most iconic beat-em-up teams and combines them into one game. It's your basic bad guys of both games team-up type story. But the gameplay is where this game stands out. It takes from the zaniness of Battletoads series, but you can also see the elements of Double Dragon as well. It's a perfect blend between the two franchises. Hey, Crow. Wanna go ride on the speeding bikes again?
No! Yes, this is technically a crossover game. Final Fantasy with Disney. Or you could even argue it's different Disney franchises crossing over as well. Now, where have I heard this concept before?
It's a mouse! Who's that knocking at the house, a mouse?
Anyway, who would have ever thought that this crossover would work? Well, it did. Nothing really feels out of place in this game. Granted, the storyline can be confusing as hell sometimes, but it's fantastic. And we finally have confirmation of Kingdom Hearts 3! Now, when is this game gonna come? Damn you, Square Enix!
We could have easily put any of the Marvel vs. Capcom games in this spot. But for this list, we're going to go for Ultimate Marvel vs. Capcom 3. Sure, Marvel vs. Capcom 2 has a bigger character roster, but the interaction between certain characters in Ultimate Marvel vs. Capcom 3 make this game stand out more. The story is nothing special, similar to Battletoads Double Dragon. The bad guys team up, wreak havoc, and the two universes collide. Seems to happen a lot when you're dealing with crossovers. One last thing though, how the hell did Chris Redfield get as big as Incredible Hulk?
Honestly, can you name me a better crossover game than this? Now granted, all of these characters are from the same video game company, but there's no other game that has all these characters from Nintendo in one place. Is there a story? More or less, but then again, not a lot of people play fighting games for the story. You have 55 playable characters from all over the Nintendo franchises, including Mega Man and Ryu from Capcom.
How do they keep doing that?
Similar to Marvel vs. Capcom, this is one franchise that isn't going to get old anytime soon, and with talk of more DLC characters coming soon, the fun is going to be multiplied even more. And that's why Super Smash Bros. Wii U and 3DS is my #1 crossover game. I'm Crow of Murder 15.
And I'm a FallenGunbai.
And I...
Ha! My shotgun now, bitch!